Justin Woods, City Lights, 1931, Charlie Chaplin. In 1931, Charlie Chaplin filmed the movie City Lights in Los Angeles. The movie was filmed in the studio backlot and on location. Charlie Chaplin is given credit as the writer and director in the film. Chaplin also played the role of the little tramp who happens to come across a blind flower girl played by Virginia Sherrill. She thinks he's a rich man. The tramp goes on to save a drunk, suicidal millionaire from committing suicide by drowning himself in a local river. The drunk millionaire and the tramp become best friends. Well, that is while the millionaire is in his drunken state. When he sobers up, he has no recollection of his relationship with the tramp. City Lights is a slapstick comedy mixed with romance. His film style was influenced by many of the previous film styles established by early cinema, such as French poetic realism comedy and Impressionism. This film had many scenes that I would have liked to analyze, and the scene that I chose is the second scene of the movie where Chaplin's character passed by two kids that make fun of him for being poor as he walks to the storefront window and views a mannequin. What makes this scene good to analyze is the fact that it has a clear beginning, middle, and end. It also sets up the conflict between the class systems, and it is the second scene established slapstick comedy. An intertitle that reads Afternoon led to the opening of the scene. The camera cuts to a busy street corner with everyday citygoers bustling in every direction. As the foot traffic slows down, Chaplin enters the scene and two adolescent teenagers emerge from the crowd selling newspapers. Puts his cane under his armpit, turns his back to the kids and walks away. One of the kids slides his cane from under his arm, unbeknown to Chaplin. The camera cuts from the wide establishing shot of the corner to a medium 3 shot of Chaplin scolding the boy for removing his cane. And as Chaplin points his gloved finger in one of the boy's face, the boy grabs one of the Chaplin's fingers and a portion of the glove breaks off to Chaplin's embarrassment. This is reinforcing the fact that the tramp is a very poor character and the clothes are falling apart at the seams. Chaplin snaps his finger with the fingers of his glove removed, turned and walks away from the kids as they make faces behind his back. The boys are well dressed in 1930s style clothing, as is everyone walking around the city. This scene gave us a view of the class system subtext of the movie in microcosm. The kids clearly represent the bullying upper class, and Chaplin's tramp character represents the struggling of the lower class as the tramp continues to stroll down the sidewalk, twirling his cane. There's a noticeable sign in the foreground that reads danger. Chaplin quickly passes the sign without noticing it. Then he immediately notices a mannequin in the storefront window. The camera changes the angle to the wide shot from inside the storefront window, looking at the tramp and the busy street corner behind him with the well-dressed people hustling and bustling across the street, and also an officer waving traffic through the intersection. Chaplin looks at a miniature man on a horse in the lower right-hand corner of the scene and a mannequin on the left of the screen with Chaplin dead center. Chaplin looks at the store items up and down in admiration while pacing back and forth when suddenly the freight elevator goes down and presents the danger of Chaplin falling in. This scene is well choreographed as he walks back and forth, only paying attention to the mannequin. He steps on the freight elevator several times as it levels with the sidewalk. Finally, he steps on the elevator door in the process of leaving, and the elevator goes down with him on it. It causes his character to feel his life is in danger and grab onto his chest as if his heart isn't beating fast. The tramp then gets off the elevator door and looks down and points his finger as if he's scolding the person controlling the lift. The freight elevator begins to bring another character into view and appears small to the tramp because the elevator only lifts him about 4 feet underground. And then the scolding continues. The freight elevator brings the man level with the sidewalk, and he's nearly twice the size of the tramp, whom he realizes the size difference and stops his badgering. Chaplin tips his hat, slithers around the guy, and goes on his way. Then the scene fades to black. This scene set up the class difference that would be a main theme of the movie, and it also set up the consistency of the slapstick comedy as it started with the first scene when he was outside on the statue, and then the following scene, the third scene, the beauty theme of the film. The tramp is dressed in his below poverty attire, ripped up pants, holes in them, his Feodora hat. And as you can see by the city, everyone is dressed top hats, suits. This is a really upper class city. It seems like he's the only one that's not doing well in this city. But that's what makes him stand out, is that everyone else is a stock character, and he stands out because he's the total opposite of everyone in the city by being a tramp with no money. No one else in the movie has these characteristics.